I make $135,000 as an electrical engineer in the power industry, and here is how I spend every single dollar throughout the year. I feel like a lot of people talk about their salaries, but they don't talk about how they spend it. So that's what I'm doing today. Here's every single dollar for the entire year and how I'm going to use it. So before we even get into the spending, we have to talk about how much money I actually get. $135,000 on paper sounds nice, but that's not what actually hits my bank account. $135,000 is actually my pre-tax money. I have an HSA, a 401k, and I have to, of course, give the government their cut because reasons and politics and stuff that I don't want to get into right now. So I still take out money from my 401k, approximately $12,500 every single year, because I am currently saving for my wedding present for my wife. Actually, that's a good segue. If you guys don't follow on my shorts channel, I'm actually doing the series where I challenge myself to save 5 cents for every single follower I have. And on top of that, I'm doing it to actually put money away as a wedding present for my future wife to be. I'm getting married February 13th, 2027, and I would like to have $50,000 in cold hard cash. So if you want to help to that, every single follower will be accounted for. Right now, we're well on our way to the $50,000 mark, but of course, every single follower helps, and it helps the channel. So if you want to hit that subscribe button, a like, a comment, everything helps in the grand scheme of things. Wow, me, that was a great segue. Thanks, me. That was dumb. So actually, I still have an HSA that I put about $2,500 a year into. So I'm about $15,000 for my HSA and my 401k. I also forgot to mention that my HSA, we have a plan where it takes about $900 a year as well out for that, so I can go to the doctor regularly, yada, yada, yada. So that means that $15,900 gets taken out of my account, and left over is $104,500. I could not keep that in my brain. I had to look over at my computer to make sure that I was right on that number. That means $104,500 is actually my taxable income. So that's where the government comes in and reaches its grimy hand and takes what it wants. So since I live in a state that doesn't have state income tax, the nice thing is I don't have to pay that, but my federal income tax, I leave out about $16,000 for, and I put about $16,100 to the side for federal income tax. And on top of that, there's Social Security and Medicaid, and that's about $10,300 that comes out of my paycheck. So with that being said, I bring in about $90,000 in cash, which equates to about $7,500. And the fun part, I'm trying to keep this in the same ballpark because I do get paid overtime if I work it. So that number could be going up if I worked a little bit extra that month. All right, so I bring home about $7,500, which is a fantastic check each and every month. It's 90,000 divided by 12 if you guys didn't do math. I did it for you right there. And the first category that I'm going to break down is the necessities, the things I need in order to survive, the things that I spend every single month on. So, of course, I'm going to start on my biggest expense, rent. My rent for where I live right now is $2,000 a month. I rent a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house right near a beach, so I'm extremely happy. Yes, it's a little pricey and I could cut it down, but I live comfortably. So then I have my utilities. My utilities is about $125 for power, $50 for the internet, which is extremely cheap, and I'm very happy for a gig internet for $50 a month. And then for city trash and any kind of taking out of recycling is another $100. So in total, that's about $225 coming out for my utility. So if you're keeping a running tab, my necessities as far as it goes with like rent and utilities, that's around 30% of my income total. Food is going to be my next biggest expense, or it's kind of in fluctuation with my vehicle payments. But food itself, I spend about $875 a month on. That's going out as well as groceries. So cooking and eating would be $875. Next up is going to be my vehicles, and those are my biggest debts. My first one's actually paid off, so it's not a debt. It's a truck from 2018, fully paid off, but the insurance on it's about $218 a month. I got into an accident a few years back that wasn't my fault, but it still dings your insurance. Then I have the actual debt, and this is my van. I have another channel where it's a travel series with my fiance, actually, but I have a van that I built out with her. I pay $595 a month on that van, and that's not including insurance. Insurance on the van is $137. So that equates to over $700 in payments just for the van. And this is where I could probably cut the most. I have equity in the van, so I'd be able to get some money out of it. And it's at a debt of about $20,000 right now. But I love it. I love traveling. I love going to see the world. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So that means for my vehicles, it's going to be $951, which I thought was less expensive than my food, but I'm going to leave a little wiggle room in for my food because I mean, I like food, and sometimes it's a little more than 875, but 875 is the target. So that means for my rent, my cars, and food, I'm equating to about 54% or $4,101 a month. That means my $7,000 has now gone down quite substantially to about $3,400. Now, the next bucket is the one where I feel fine being criticized for it. I have mainly 2 sub buckets in here. One is going to be subscriptions. I love media. I love videos, movies, all that. So I have a few subscriptions to those items. and then my other one's going to be miscellaneous. So we'll start with subscription. First subscription, I hope the algorithm catches this, is YouTube Premium. I watch YouTube almost religiously now. I watch it more than I do TV. I hope that Mr. YouTube hears this and pushes the video a little bit more. Thank you. YouTube Premium is $14 a month. I also have Spotify. Spotify is one of those ones where I have to listen to it during work. I can't get enough of it. Spotify costs $14.64. Another thing, and this is something that I'll probably end up putting a link in below for an affiliate. If I don't, then oh well. But Rocket Money. Rocket Money has really helped me categorize all these items and keep track of my money in the long term. And it's relatively cheap. It's $10 a month. So if you can shell out for it, it's great. But I think they also have a freemium version where you can just get a lot of the things that you need as far as it goes with budgeting. So shout out to them. And no, it's not sponsored. I really do like the app. It worked great for me. And then of course I got to get my fix of data because apparently I have way too many videos or pictures or whatever. So I pay for Google One. It's $2 a month for some extra storage on my Google Drives and everything. And subscriptions aren't that bad. It's just about $51 a month. So that's not terrible. But my miscellaneous category is one where I need to work on it. And I'm setting myself a high level budget here of $500 a month. Now that $500 a month is to cover what? Well, gym expenses, video games, if I wanted to go out and get a new tennis racket to play or some soccer cleats or something. The $500 is for that everyday, like, treat yourself. Not to bring up Parks and Rec, but that's a great show. Treat yourself money is a better way to label that bucket. So I'm going to change it from miscellaneous to treat yourself. So let's go through that. It was $41.01 for the actual necessities in life, rent, everything like that. And it was $551 for the non-necessities, the fun in life. So where does that leave us in the paycheck? And that leaves us at about $2,848 every single month. Just extra money that I'm able to save and put away. I'm very, very lucky to have this amount that I can put to the future, to something that I'm trying to do. And that is to save $50,000 in secret for my future wife within a year to surprise her with $50,000 in cold hard cash. And I want to do this so that she can pursue her passions and her dreams. She followed me as far as I went with building out the van and traveling the country. And I want to do the same for her. Nothing that has to do with debts or anything like that. $50,000 that she can do what she wants with. I want to set her up. I want to provide for her. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys want to, hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way. And it's weird to say this. I just recently got this salary and I'm very, very grateful for it. But previously, I was living in a state where I didn't know where to put my money. I really had to sit down and plan this out. I need to watch every single dollar in order for this to work. But looking back through my budget, if there was something I could change, I would honestly get rid of the van. I'm not going to. It's bad. It's a want that I know, like, I'm able to afford, but I could put myself into such a better position financially if I was willing to let go of it. But I think I still have a year or two left of actually wanting to explore. So when the time comes, I'm willing to get rid of the van, but it kills me to even think about it. So I'm going to hold on to that one for now. On the other side of like what really made me realize what I was doing was writing this down. I think apps are great. Like I talked about, Rocket Money really projects it there, but I sat down here to actually break everything down. And when I write something, I'm able to visualize it a little bit better. So I would suggest doing the same for anyone watching. Anyway, that's it. $135,000 a year out in the open, just flashed out. Nope, don't like that one. Flashed out. I'm going to use it anyway. Flashed out into public. I really hope that you guys are able to see this and it motivates you to do what you want to do with your money, to plan it and map it out accordingly, and maybe even strive for, more, strive for a better job, a better paying one. Or maybe it's to sit down and really think about what you want and what you need and making those sacrifices and those cuts where you can. Again, I appreciate you guys watching this. Thank you very much. And as I always say on every video, I love you.